going. So I wanted to talk about, well, I can just talk about the planets that are coming up. The truth is I feel really remarkable. It's not that I'm trying, it's just happening. That I'm trying to, I said it again. It seems that things have been improving, but on a very inner, like core scale of awareness. My body's been moving a lot more every day, and it seems that because I've been so depleted, it seems that I'm building myself back up from scratch. But the asphalt spills over there, you can't heal around that. It's like being around a toxic narcissist, really. You can't heal around that either. So it's been going very slow. In fact, I feel like that thing that, now this is going to go on my case against the non-human entity. That thing that they gave me in the jailhouse, whatever they put in my mouth, they had me put it, swab it on my gums. It was so toxic, whatever it was. I mean, kind of like that asphalt thing over there, but I wouldn't doubt that if they're both interacting, it's like this. You wouldn't believe how the satanic cult is making society do its own undoing or whatever. Like, its own um, bad trip or something. What I mean is health wise. I mean, I know, mind and illness are synonymous. You're not going to get out of the need to get out of the mind in order to reach any kind of health whatsoever, whatever it is you think you want. See, that's what I think that these people are, is they're completely insane. More like, well, whatever it is that you call that, they're just imagining a life is happening. No, I dialed in on it today. I did a little meditating, and they're stuck. They are a stuck kind. Now, you can back up and see the entire backdrop. Welcome to the world. And that's the stuck race. That's the what they call, right, the cancer on the earth. The one that it seems like it's a ongoing spreading cancer. But everybody, come on, you can look deeper into it. No, there's civilization there, but it's not really. It's a farmed up situation. They are using human flesh. I get on women's case because that they just haphazardly just have kids. Okay, now I was trying to talk about something before I get mobbed. Um, I know that we have some really intense astrology that comes up that points at like communications because, well, first of all, the sun is already in it's already in Gemini. I love the early degree Gemini, and then Mercury is going to be in Gemini on the 27th. It's going to skip. It always goes the fastest. This is the amount of time that Mercury will be in Gemini. That is hardly 2 weeks. I mean, it's 2 weeks. Whenever Mercury goes into Gemini, it just zips. I've never seen it. Well, I think 3 years ago or something, it went retrograde in Gemini, and so we had Mercury in Gemini for a long time. Or was that Mars? No, Mercury goes really quick in Gemini. It's like whoop. And so it's really rare to run into a Mercury and Gemini type. They're very strange. See, I get the vision of, well, you see how Gemini, the two, the symbol of Gemini is the pillars kind of like. But anyway, I'm kind of in the middle of completely transforming, and I've always been alone, so I'm going to continue to be alone. What I mean is everybody's alone. You're born alone, you die alone. And I'm about to do something on my own that if I'm meant to do it, then there's easiness towards the flow of going along it. I have a lot of meditating to do. I did a lot of work. I have a lot of presentation together. But now my what I had just said previously about if it's meant to be, if it's something that that I'm going to excel and make a breakthrough over, then I'm going to naturally kind of pluck my way towards it. Now, what are you talking about, Shauna? Well, I'm talking about this case that I'm having to open up via the sociopaths. Yeah. Well, narcissists is what they are. They're that sloppy. Narcissists are very stupid and they're sloppy. They're non self reflecting. They are non self reflecting. So it starts with the babble. You just kind of, if you're a Buddhist like me, and Buddhism is just a conversation between two very different, diametrically opposite types of people. One of them is the fully encapsulated mind. That's what they call it in the Sam Vaknin world, but I say he's saying it wrong. It's the fully encapsulated awareness. It's encapsulated into the mind. See that's the non-self-reflecting narcissist. Yeah. And it's hard to tell who's who because well, some people choose to be outgoing but they know who they are. See, they know who they are. They'll just say the shocking thing and seem to have no boundaries there. See, it's okay to me to be somewhat boundaryless when you're talking. What I mean is say the truth. Don't go within the confines of the programming where everybody is just like, oh, fuck it, man. I am so upset. See, that asphalt stuff, why is it bugging me now? Well, it has taken a toll on my health. It's just taken time for me to realize, babes, I was also jailed because the humdingers over here, the stupid narcissists, sociopaths though, they are sociopaths because they don't have much compassion or empathy for me. Okay, so there's several things. Now, I hate to go on about this, but no, it starts with conversation. And there's where everybody's misunderstanding me. It's like, well, if I hear that these people are not like me, I'm not going to shut them out. I'm going to keep waving at them. See, that's the thing. That's the way that they're not like me. I've waved at them, and then when it came time when I grew zucchinis, the first summer, I handed them some zucchini. That's what we do. That's what neighbors do. That's what I do. That's what like friends do. But I was like, well, haven't you ever seen a zucchini before? I handed it to their mother-in-law, and she just was like, but I've never been given a zucchini. Now that I think about where they're coming from, they're complete materialists. And now get back to the stuck race, how trapped they are in it's it's trapped. Their minds are a trap, right? I don't know. I think they ate the fucking zucchini, but did it disturb him that much? It shouldn't. Me, it shouldn't. See, the next day, well, they told me that they had made something amazing. They had stuffed zucchini. I'm like, okay. Um, but it was on. It seemed like it was coming from another dimension or something like that. It's like, all right, because their vibes aren't they aren't like acquiescing. Is that the word? But confluence comes to mind. What's the other word for confluence? This is like, sorry, I don't know even know That means what I mean is just flowing like rivers, like in and out of each other, just you know. Um, I want to move away from here so that I can stop talking about this. Well, this case thing that's coming up makes me dwell on it. the most important thing that I have to do that I can't ignore, which is very tough for me because it's like I'm used to. Apparently I'm used to just letting people walk all over me, and they're just. I mean, haven't you noticed, Shauna, that all your life that no, I've always minded my own fucking business. I always did me. I always did um what I can do best, which is to mind my own business and be all I can be, which is fucking fun. I'm a fun person. Yeah. Even if I'm not feeling well, I I am there for people. I'm looking at this because well, I felt this for a while now. When they got the stupid restraining order, they did so uh, coercing me. They pressured me. They lied in front of the judge, and I'm having trouble getting the transcripts. I'll be goddamned if I can't get those transcripts. First of all, because they cost $100, and I really wrote to that fucking bitch who said, "Yeah, I can get to you those transcripts. $100, please." And but it'll be it's usually 4 to 6 weeks before I can. It's like what? Can you believe that, Nancy? What do you think? So anyway, I should get out of here because I don't want something to happen with a coyote and my animals. Um, I'll come back with something, but I just wanted to close this up. The real thing that I wanted to say is that um, sex, sex, even though it's a very important, sacred place, it's not love. Especially now, what I'm talking about is the chemistry that it takes to have a great time. Um, it's not love though. And if it's not love there too, see if the people aren't making love, like if they aren't lovers, now just taking them apart, do they know how to love things themselves, right? Take care and all that stuff. See, um, it's energy. That's why it accumulates as just pure energy, man. You know, I don't think I really have a problem with loving myself. I really don't. I think the monetary system fucks with us. It's an enslavement system. I mean, I always said that money is what happens to a people when they have succumbed to the enemy. They have lost their footing under the ground, like they don't own it anymore. They don't walk the earth as it's theirs because there's an entity that says no, it's ours, or you can't have it, or I don't like it either, so you can't have it, right? And then that's what I mean is they succumb to the enemy. Gunpowder becomes their shamanistic guide and spiritual advisor. They have no more access to their creative lives, which is the earth and all of its materials, no more intellectual property, and no more spiritual belonging. That's what happens. Money is what happens when all of those things are true for everybody. So, having said that, yeah, there's just a backdrop here. People get caught in this, what is called the machine. It's a churning machine. Now, this machine is dangerous. It's full of black magic witches. I'm telling you, I'm telling the truth. This is not anymore. This is so fucking accurate. I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but this is what's really on my mind. See, I keep thinking that I'm struggling financially, but I'm pretty sure that God is giving me just the kind of thing I need. It's not much that I'm in debt right now. There's a lot of people that are way more in debt than I am. But the taxes thing, my home, it's so bumming me out. It's worrying me a lot. And because it's my place of, I'm trying to make it a nice place, but ever since that fucking asphalt spill, I am like, I think I can have that asphalt removed as like an oil slick is removed. You have to just go, whoops, sorry, and then clean it up. I think that's more possible for me than paying my taxes. I just think that, oh yeah, that's no brainer. I noticed another place over here who did it right at the end of the road here. I live on a dead end road, and there's a home there. The place is like rented up into a junkyard there because they did put the asphalt there. It smells like crap. And whatever the hell the Royal Pines is doing over there, see, they used to keep it open and beautiful. It's just turning more like into people that are non-conscientious of, I want to say sacred geometry, but there's something called beauty, a decent experience on the planet here. It's really difficult, isn't it? This thing that they gave me in that jail cell, I need to really reiterate. I'm going to bring it up in the courtroom. I'm going to say they put nanotech in my mouth. Now, if you want to slow this fucking thing down and start doing your research, I'll wait for you. Have you got time, Judge? How about fuckface over there? Do they got time? Apparently they do. And I'm going to thank them. Thank you for bringing us here again, bitch. It does tie into this because, no, it does. It does. And this is where I know I'm going to get my guitar solo going in the front of that fucking stage, baby. It's going to be amazing. I'm telling you, it's because you don't fucking fuck around when fucking Uranus, okay, Uranus is getting very close to Gemini. I might as well be there. Okay, but Mercury is the lower octave of Uranus. Pardon me if you can hear that outside. And it pops right into Gemini right on the 27th. That is so good for me. I know how to communicate, and I will communicate in such a way. Babes, I'm very worried about this. I keep having doubts about myself. It's terrible, the way that you can feel, but I'm actually a good person. I'm just terribly, I'm not terribly in debt. I feel terrible about being in debt. I'm worried about it. The main thing, though, is that they put this nanotech in me, and it's causing all kinds of exacerbation of things. Um, yeah, like anything you can think of that all of a sudden, like, say that I had a handle on it. I mean, I don't like to dwell on it. I don't want to dwell on illness or anything. Generally, I feel great. I'm want to be up and at 'em. I would love to get a job somehow. Um, I won't push my physical body anymore like I used to doing the yard work. I did yard work up here a lot. And I would do it in such a way, well, it's not easy stuff. A lot of people won't do it because sometimes you have to go walk up the hill. You have to, you're trying to haul pine needles, and a lot of people don't do it right. They leave big old piles. They like, they, and they rake, and then they rake it into a pile. And so sometimes you like see 6 piles on a, and then who do they call to come remove the piles? Me. I don't like that at all because you do not leave piles. Not one single fucking small 2-foot pile. You don't, Jonathan. What do? You get a trash can. See, the way I've done it is I've gotten a trash can with big giant bags, the 40-gallon bags. You got to make them big. And when you rake, each time you rake, put it inside the can, fill it up, just keep making balls. There's my cat. Thank God I was worried about. She's so smart and good, and she protects herself. I love it. Hi, Greenie. Hi, baby. We're gonna go sleep down there. I've pretty much moved into my back house. I was cleaning it a lot today. Hi. I tried to do some plumbing, but it completely bummed me out because, well, I don't have money to go get the part that I know that I need, and some that I need caulking and stuff like that. Mm. Oh, my bad, she's so smart and great and good. I have her food. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so blessed. I really am. Really. it's like I don't have money, but I have everything I need. Yeah, somebody gave me money who it's like unfortunate for them because I don't want to talk about it here. I said so much that I don't think said enough about now let's get back to that subject matter of money where it creates the fake life. It creates false relationships. Yep. And it makes fake people. It's not new. It's how, Shauna, will you explain? No. I just wanted to wrap this up talking about the chemistry thing. If you have chemistry with somebody, it's possible that it reminds me of that song. And I don't. This is not me at all. See me? Okay, you know the song by Jim Morrison, I guess. He says, "Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you. Want to jump in your or whatever." But see, it's like, well, don't you think that you would get the person's name first before you tell them that you love them? I mean, what do you love about them? Obviously, not their name, and that doesn't matter. You have to just, there's something else that you've noticed. You know what I mean? I mean, see, all my life, it's always been that the men in my life, we were really good friends first. I made them laugh because I talked and they talked with me. They had something to offer. One of them taught me astrology, and they looked at my planets and they said, "You know what? You have Mercury conjunct Uranus. If I teach you astrology, you're going to be better than I am." That's just the aspect of an astrologer is the Mercury conjunct Uranus. He was an Aquarius at 29 degrees. That was his sun. 29. Whew, man. He was so fucking weird. Because Aquarius rules weird. And then when you have the 29 cup, like the full cup of weirdness, it's all there. He was a computer programmer. And so here I am talking about my boyfriends. I'm just, in general, see, I really, was really attracted to because he had a Venus conjunct Mars in Capricorn, 26, 27. It happened to definitely try my Venus trine both of those planets. Well, that was good for him. You know, um, well, men don't, it's rare that men experience love in their life, and Venus is love. But we were friends first, see. I remember making him laugh. We kind of just met because we like to party. I don't know, that kind of thing. But no, it just so turned out that I was finishing up, not really, I was just in high school, and he was a computer programmer guy. He was older than me, okay? And, but he was very youngish, and we had great time together. He taught me astrology. I was just all for the run together, and be good friends. And first, you're friends first, and you have Pussy Willow right here. Pussy Willow. Sorry, I love him. So, well, he had a truck. We used to go to the beach. We were friends, though. See, I was the one who made the first move. Yep, I remember that. That's how cool it was. And we didn't do it until like we stayed up here one time and we were sitting by the fire or whatever. And that was like 2, 3, 4 years we knew each other. Yeah, I'm a sexual person. Whoops, I said this in my last video, and I look around at the sexless society. Either that, or I would like to. I don't really want to, but how do they? How do the does the average Southern Californian have sex? Because I don't know. It's a different creature. You have to move the flap out of the way, and I'm sure they're feeling good. So I got to shut up, right? But no, sex and chemistry, yeah, with the chemistry it can feel amazing. But if you guys don't talk and you don't really have anything that you've ever shared and see, I imagine, and yeah, this is the truth, when you get older and older, like if you now, what if you have to find a partner when you get older? Sometimes it happens really, but it's just like riding a bike, friend, are we friends? Well, yeah, it should be that you're communicating, you have something in common, and you just find yourselves together. A lot of narcissists don't know this, is that it takes 2.5 years to know if you even have a friend there. And it's like this, you just find yourselves together. See, some people think that, oh, you choose your friends, you choose them. No, no. If you're lucky, you have like one or two in your entire life, or definitely by your deathbed, by your bed there when you're dying, if you're lucky. And it can't be your, well, yeah, it definitely can be, I'm sorry, it can definitely be your family. See, even your mother, your father, your uncle, your aunt, your sister, your brother can end up being simply a good friend. Because a good friend is the highest possible role that you can be to one another. Getting back to the, um, now, if you realize that you have that friend there, and it's meant to go farther like a romance, and that's what you call it's like catching on fire there. Then it takes another 2.5 years to see what kind of a lover you have there or a partner. Yeah, especially well if you're gonna do like a domestic partner, right? I mean, you'll get red flags probably during the first year and a quarter, right? That says, "Uh-oh, this person doesn't seem to have a steady job ever." I mean, ever. I have not seen them have a job, right? Then you could be like, "Well, it's like you're friends, and then you go into that other arena, and you're trying to work it. It gets to be a year and a half or a year and a quarter where you're noticing they never get a job or something like that, right? So then, and they're sopping your wallet up. Hey, sound familiar, fuckface? Well, it's different for women and men. I think that they're being held captive, by the way, by the institution called the monetary system, and then now they're trying to have a relationship, a human relationship with which involves the natural order of things. This means that we know that women are the leader because they're the only ones that can have children here. Men can't. So then, let me not get off base here. What's going to be happening with the planet is that communication is going to go, wow, it could get very comical, because Gemini is comical. Aquarius is already trying to tune us into the air. They're like, hello, don't we have, you know what I mean? Like, use whatever fucking way that you have to communicate. Why? Because Aquarius says, I know, and then it's kind of like just vibrating the truth strings. It's vibrating the strings that matter, that's for sure. Resonation. So let's get back to now. Libra is going to be activating also. I have 5 planets in Libra. It's good for us to crawl out of this hole that has been going on. Um, what's been really tough for us all is the Pisces, man. The Pisces, Saturn, and then Neptune. Now, Saturn goes into Aries for the first time in 30 or 32 years, which is something I have to wrap up. It's fucking amazing. They're trying to use a bad record on me that was bullshit. See, how do I get it investigated as to exactly what took place there? Because they have it whacked out of proportion, but that's not even their business. See, they, they, I never was violent towards them. I noticed that when I got the restraining order the second time, I had to get another one because I burnt the first one. I just could care less about it. I'm like, these, not like a psychopath saying, yeah, no, I'm going against, no, these people are petty. They're petty people, and I didn't want to have anything to do with them in the first place, and then in the second place, and the third. They don't know that I could forget about it altogether, but they ended up being like, okay, tagged on with the asphalt people, yes, and they ended up being like in the touchy zone where no, we have to start talking with each other because there's environmental terrorism happening, and who the fuck are you? If it's just the ecology that is people who are fucking narcissists, dangerously stupid people, and sociopaths, straight dangerous people. Oh, I have a lot on them. I do. I'm going to say a lot. I'm going to crunch a lot in just a little amount of time. See, I bet you anything that fucking judge is going to remember me. And she's going to be like, the last time you were here, you were raked over by these people. I can just totally tell that you were pleading your case. You expressed remorse and you just kind of wanted to clear things up. But they kept carving at you and trying to fucking X you out. And see, that's why I want to get these transcripts, because they would show that the judge at the very end, I felt the energy. It's like, oh no, wait a minute. See, I didn't know. When it was time for me to show something, they said, well, do you have anything that you want us to, like you're supposed to hand them something, and then they look at it and say, oh, this is their plea in their case. And all I could hand them is back the evidence that they had presented to me, which is all of these notes that I had written, and I put it on public property. Mainly, I put it on public property. And I remember I reached over the fence. I stood on a rock, and I reached over the fence, and I posted down as far as I can a note, and they took a picture of it, but it's folded. You can't read what it says. So that one needs to be torn up. I don't know. It's like, well, what? See, if you look at most of the notes, it's highly informative. Highly informative stuff. You'll see that I'm a first responder. I'm doing quality control in the neighborhood. You are supposed to do this. You should have a community that does this. In fact, not against anybody, but no, you agree. No, we love it here. We like the wilderness. See, the conversation from John Stamper, um, I can edit it and take that stupid name. The conversation from fuckhead over there, a sociopath. One of the first things. This is why I backed away from them, and I just said, these aren't my people, and I minded my own business. I know how to do that. Even though I don't like them, and I don't agree with them, and they can't agree with me with anything, doesn't mean that I can't live in peace right there. And that's what we were doing until the fucking asphalt spills. And then everybody saw who I was. I was somebody who said, wow, really? And I had the nerves to say, oh no, I put it on I know Calden over here. This man, he's been there for fucking 65 years that I know of. He just moved, by the way. His property sold, and I don't know if it's coincidental, like he just couldn't stand what happened in front of him, or the vibes that are there. I mean, I could open up a case of a church going serial murderer, man. That's like, well, how did you get that house and sell it to those people, and then they fucking ended up putting asphalt on it? Strange vibrational frequency going on around here. Can we not get so deep, Shauna? I wish I was kidding about that part where some people can go around and they can find an elderly people, and they can feed them poisons, and somehow they end up with their property. Yep. Now, anyway, yeah, this illness this thing that they put in my body, the way that it's making conditions exacerbate that I've already been managing fine. Well, it doesn't help that, see, I don't like eating the dough, and I've been eating kind of a lot of the dough, of bread, but I keep it sourdough bread. But no, I'm feeling kind of strange, you know. They gave me something, and I don't know how long I have here, but I'm going to do what I need to do and can do, and have it. See, it's not. It's difficult, but it would be more difficult if I just sat on my ass and did nothing and weirded out. See, what I mean is this is my calling. Believe it or not, this is going to expand into something that says, wow, Shauna, and this is who you are. See, I do have a little thing that has come up where it's kind of like a song that I'm going to sing in front of that judge and everybody. Um, and if you look at what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do quality control, and I'm still trying to do it. I'm coming in with evidence saying, look, I got sick, man. You know, these people made me sick due to a very petty reason. And I want them to fucking suffer some kind of punishment. It shouldn't be that I'm helpless about that. See, if this is just like a stupid rake over where I go and they're like, a restraining order is a certain thing and you have 6 minutes and they have 6 minutes. Well, fine, let me talk about it and make sure you get it on the transcripts, what I'm talking about, because all of it's going to keep expanding and opening through communications. See, there's a first offense. There's a reason why. I don't know. It's like, well, these people over here, they made something up, and it was disproportionate. I remember the very feeling. I was like, no, these people are being disproportionate. You know, there's certain things. Sorry that I'm fucking talking about this. Don't you wish that I had my own fucking mind? They just, this is all part of it, and this is why I'm putting the information about sociopaths in with the judge, because a lot of times they want you to hand something. So I tomorrow and the next day I have to put some titles up on there so that she knows what she's looking at. Like, for instance, the fencing thing. Now, when they first put the fencing in, it was okay. It was wooden posts and then just wiring, like basic mesh wiring, like you see everywhere, wire fence, and then he proceeded to build the fence, putting the mesh over, putting the boards over the mesh, and that mesh and the framing was all on my side. And that mesh it would have been dangerous if he kept it there, because it's like this, I don't know, a bird could get caught in that or something. And he had to take it down for a reason. It's because he had to clean his shit up, as far as how that, here's why. He did it as a cruelty. Yeah. And he wanted to remove that move, like that obvious, like, here. That's why he removed it, because he was going to go and do the restraining order thing. Also, I've talked about it too, like aloud and stuff, and I don't know. I just see, the thing is that this is the truth. You'll see fences like this. There's some around here where, if they're good friends and they're good neighbors, they're good people, and good, they say, hey, I'm going to build this fence, but I think I've talked about this before. It's supposed to be a friendly fence, but that is not a friendly fence. And I'm going to make them change it if I can. I don't think that that's what the part of the restraining order is, but that evidence right there, the way that they do that like that, tells the judge that no, these aren't really friendly people. They're actually mean and cruel. They do not care about how I feel about the fucking mesh that went up at first. They tried to keep it there, and I was like, who would build a fence like that? Keeping the wiring there and then putting board over it, and now it's looking like that. It could be that something could get caught in there. It just looked terrible. See, and that's why I'm presenting that to the judge. I'm saying, and I do this piece of paper. It says, I say info about a type of person, and it says, yes, sociopaths can be dangerous because they have no empathy for how other people feel. And they are cruel and mean. They can do things and they don't even feel it a second. They don't even fucking, if they're sadomasochists and narcissists, they enjoy watching you squirm and creating your life in misery. They're getting energy that way. They would rather you hate them. And then I suspect, see, that's their um that's their coal supply. It's called coal level supply energy that they're mining out of whoever they target. See, otherwise they have gold level supply, which is their cronies. Whoever says, "Oh, that's great, Jim Bob, good job," and they're every day they're looking for that reflection um, from their ideal. Now, getting back to the money scene, where um, you're 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 toting the materials along. You are working at the factory or some public renowned place. You're doing something. You're known there. Oh, volunteer work. That's a big one because they hide behind that. And yeah, but no, they have. They're a fucking asshole. They're cruel people. They have it in them to be heinous towards other. I mean, I'm talking about not caring to to make a connection. Oh, okay, so this is it's really hard subject matter. But now that connection thing is a big thing. Now you have to wonder. See, now I was talking about the darn backdrop society and money. How that you don't need a connection there. It creates fake people and fake relationships. And when they see somebody trying to make a connection, when they see somebody that has a conscience and has like a, I don't know if it's called acquiescing, I don't know what I'm looking for, but like the way that they want to connect up with people and say hi and stuff like that. See, they're going to keep it like, and then um they don't that they don't want that. See, they it's hard to explain. I guess I don't like this subject matter, and so I'm dropping it right now. But my point is that it's in. I want to alert. I just want to break it down to the court that come on, man, consider why I come back here today. Oh my God, how, Nancy, if you're listening to this, I don't know why I think that you know, but see, how do we find out their record? Like, how many times have they taken people to court and called the fucking police and called the police and take people to court and go to court? Because I've never done it so many times in my life than with these fucking people. I had some run-ins, right? And you end up having to deal with that. But see, now they are going off of I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. They're trying to build a false characterization through the law of me by stacking on a violence offense. And I was never violent towards them. I would like for them to explain that to the courtroom tomorrow or on the in 3 days because I did not do anything violent to them. I wrote some notes that I expressed remorse over. There was like 3 notes that, if you really look at it, I didn't do. It wasn't um, like saying that I would hurt them. No, I would like to read those notes again and see. Some of it I was under duress, and by that time, it's like, can't you recognize somebody who wants to reach out and talk? And say something about something. Why are you ignoring the first offense and why would we get so fucking upset? Do I have to shove that fucking asphalt down your goddamn fucking throat? Up your nose and into your eyeballs and in your ears? See, that's the sign of a sociopath right there who just says, huh? No, I didn't hear him scream. I didn't hear you screaming. See, I was fucking yelling at the top of my lungs that that was wrong because I was being assaulted right there. That's a toxic entity that can fucking threaten your goddamn bodily life. It can make you sick and die. It can. It can complicate shit. And talk about it. Complicated shit. See, this is going on my case uh, against the non-human. It's just, of course, that you'll find this kind of warring and issues exacerbating in the rural areas, in the mountains. guess, is the city just shot? Yeah, when I go down there, I'm talking about now. I'm looking at the bodies there. They were handled by narcissists. Like, no, God, I hate this subject matter, but I'm gonna say it. Like really, really obese women that when they see I see, I have detected this. I'm not pinpointing any one person in my life. I've seen it around me. I've kind of been able to observe it a little bit. That okay, so see, you're not really supposed to be like way overweight. Those mothers make their kids overweight by way of just stuffing them, and that's not see that they have a condition, the mom does, of being obese by way of being hit by the government. That's a man-made thing. It could be like also you're having a clash culturally. You know, like brown skins and people like that, they have a harder time eating wheat. I mean, anybody does. Wheat, you're not supposed to be eating wheat. It makes you pudgy after a while. It's just you'll get that little um because it tears your stomach up and it starts leaking. I hate this subject matter, but it's along the lines of um just the weird shit that's going on, especially in the United States. I guess I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I don't see a way out right now. I see, you know why I want to get out of here is because they are making people sick here, and everybody has sickness of something, and it's man-made. I mean, it's like, welcome to America. Did you get your your title, or I don't know, what is it? Your overlay, your fucking stamp, your stamper. I have a lot of confidence. At the same time that this is happening, my love life is just falling apart. The person doesn't seem to understand that it's because of the poor style of communicating. There's no communication at all. See, after a while, you notice this person does not communicate, and they don't like that you communicate. The very last time that they were here, he tried to tell me about something that, you know what, sometimes, it's, you say a lot, but then sometimes maybe you should, and he made this gesture like, eat your words, put them in, tuck them down. And I'm like, no, fuck you, asshole. Get out of my face. Rolling your eyes and yawning like continuously. You're trying to have a conversation with them. See, I'm a conversationalist, man. People listen and they begin to laugh and they anticipate what radiates out. This is just who I am. They like that I'm right. How about that? Like and subscribe. Is that why you're here? Is that you just couldn't believe that you watched this fucking show? Some of the stuff I think I'm doing pretty good with it, but talking about my personal issues and how this stuff has happened. But no, I see how that I am humanity. Come on, babes, they're poisoning us through being just poisonous people. They're trapped. And well, see, Christ was here and said, God, do not breathe fire on them and singe their asses down to light ashes because they know not what they do. Could you give them a break? We have to figure out if they're really, if they're trainable or not. See, these people need to go to fucking reform school. Whoever put the fucking asphalt down, or see, because they can make other people sick. Other people getting sick, but they'll get sick too. This is the question: is like these fucking people, don't they smell the air? My eyes has itched ever since they put that in. I've been ignoring it. I think I talked about it before. I'm just ultra sensitive to it, and here's why. I was given a toxin over there at the jailhouse, and now it's like, this carcinogen is like, right? It It's hard to heal around it. It's hard to handle what's happening to me. And this is about these health issues that have come up. Nobody knows how that. No, I was a healthy person. I have my issues, right? My struggling with my, but no, I talk about getting this weird like a fever all the time. Like I've had a fever every single day. This is the third day that I don't think I sported a fever, and I feel great. Right? This is where I know I feel great. There's this fucking overlay of shit that I don't. I have low funds to where it's so sad that that too is not able enabling anybody to heal. I can't move fast enough. This fucking asshole who sat on me for fucking 4 years never helped me with anything but helped himself. And this is where I'm seriously thinking, okay, bitch, if you cannot come up with fucking restitution pay, the amount that I'm asking, I'm taking you to court, and you will have to pay 10 times more. And it might even entail some jail time and talk about whatever kind of reform school you need to go through to. But no, what does manipulative predators get charged with? I mean, how does it work out for them? Do they do a little jail time? And go visit Bubba over there. People that break boundaries and play games with your life. That, okay, so you know what? It's not up to me to tell you every little passage that maybe you should back off. You're fucking with my abandonment issues. You're not investing in me because there I see a trajectory which involves selling this house in case we have a partnership. Doesn't even radiate anything like that. I kind of beat around the bush about it, and I don't get a good connection. There isn't a good connection. No communication about it. They always feel like they're losing. They're losing all the time, and I guess everybody's like that. I don't know. I don't want to be here anymore. If when I do sell this place, I'm going to disappear. You won't know where I am. You might just see me filming inside of a back of a van or something, and I'll make it up totally just surreal, you know. Um, but what I'll have is a suitcase full of like at least $300,000. I want it paid in a suitcase full of money, or those people cannot buy my property. Whoever it is that wants to buy my property, it'll be a trade. Shh. I give that to you. I gave you that property. Just say it was given to me. And then give me the money that I'm asking. That you, well, it's probably going to be cheaper because I am going to be asking for just cash, cold cash in a suitcase, unclaimed. I live like a bum inside of a fully equipped van. I don't know. That's just one out of many, many possibilities. I don't want to stay here. I want to travel someplace. The main thing that cripples me is, wouldn't it be nice to share it with somebody? Now, this is what I was going to say about the sex thing is that, forget about that. You want to be friends with people, because I it's not a real good connection if it's just purely sex. It actually sucks if you're doing that to people. Those people are raunchy if that's all that they kind of do. They don't even talk to each other. They have no interests. They're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. They don't see like that. Maybe there's like a divine reason. Maybe I should buy that 20 acres. Maybe it's none of their business. It's none of anybody's business. If the universe wants it, then that's the way it's going to happen. It will happen. It can happen that way. I see myself just wanting to get enough money because I'm going to find out I'm getting hung up. I can't buy these transcripts. And then another thing is I can't open up a case on these guys. I can't get any investigating. Nope. I'm going to sell my place. And then I'm going to fucking open up a major case. I'm going to fucking put extra money in it for a gangbang to go on. And they're all going to have to go to court and um, become a critical mass that says, No, I don't want to pay the $25,000 fine for not having a permit to put the asphalt everywhere. And it's not just that person, that person, that person, that person, but it's that person and that person and that person and that person and that facility and that person over there and that person. See, they're all going to have to pay. But then, if they don't want to pay, would you like a class act? You have to get on the class action case over there. No, tell us who gave you the asphalt. Tell us who brought that in. Let's pinpoint it. Tell us who, because we can convert all of that money going back into the case against them, but it doesn't mean that you fucking idiots, narcissist, asshole bastards doing this on top of my head. It's fucking bad enough that we have EMF waves and fucking. Now that jailhouse thing just makes me fucking so much more pissed about it because I smell it. I feel it. It's been fucking with me, and then that fucks with me now. Fucking weird shit, man. So fucking weird. It's got to be about my health. I mean, I have to stress this, man. It's so insulting because I am a healthy person and I have not been sick for more than 15 years. Not a single head cold, nothing. I have experienced instant healing in a lot of things. I have other issues, but no, what they gave me made me sick. It made my body start to react, and it's still reacting in all kinds of different ways. It really is. But overall, I have a core health. I have enthusiasm for life. I want to press through. I want to get through whatever it is I need to get through. See, I can't let go of this place quite yet. I'm attached to it. I love that apple tree. I don't see why I have to think I have to move. But here's the reason why. Do I really want to sit next to the asphalt pile? I'm absorbing it like a goddamn kidney or something, and now later I'm gonna have a stone or whatever, a cancer or something. I don't want that. 57 minutes of this. I'm hurting bad. The person, my love life, they mean well with the money, but I'm here to tell them that, babe, okay, so here's your life. You're are you buying friends, especially women? Babes, it's the whores system, and they fake being a good person to you. What are they doing? Oh, they're doing your laundry and they're cooking. You're lucky that they cook the same foods that you like. My brother over there, he was complaining about that she doesn't eat the same foods as him because she's Chinese, and so he was sitting in his car going to go to Applebee's, and then he ends up with cancers and shit, and it's because that's what you get for eating that kind of stuff. You keep eating that kind of stuff, fast foods out there, GMO. You're just ignoring that there's a war against you people, and then the sociopath is like chewing on your bones. This is such a really cool place to live. America. America. And then it's influence, but what is it really? See, in other places, I understand, other places, they do not do chemtrails because they got on the same page with it. Like, really, I mean, then there's fringes, there's where it's happening and it's not, and people are fighting, it's still right. Same with the Twin Towers, with everything, I'm sure. I mean, yeah. Yeah, there's some Arabic nations and stuff, they know that it's going on. They see it and they say, but why would you want to eat a sneaker that makes your dick smaller? I don't want that. And so they just shoveled all the American stuff into a hole and fucking burned it and buried it. They just noticed, no, this is not good for us. Those are stupid people. And and you don't even, the stage that they set about the wars and stuff, we don't know what's going on there. It's a complete distraction to what's really going on, babes. God, this video, I hope you like them. I'll put this, this is going to go up after my court date. I have one coming before, and it kind of repeats some things, and I'll have a different vibe coming up here when I get through it. I just don't like that I'm completely alone. Period. I'm always alone, and no, I'm gonna get out there. This is my sob story, but this is gonna change. Um, I'm gonna shine one more last time. I'm gonna do something with social media. It's just gonna be nothing really. I'm gonna ask for pennies again. It's not gonna take me anywhere. I shouldn't say it like that, but no, what I mean is that I bet you know it has to do with my community. It has to do with this place that it's like a school. It's like a classroom. And I remember when I was going to school, it's the same thing. You have classes there, and I can care less about them. But when I shined, when I showed up, and I put a cherry on top of it, I made it. I made it. See, even the darn principal. See, at one point I was okay. So I did it. I just whipped this thing together. My mom didn't have any control of it over it. Neither did my brother. I just practiced my piano for fucking hours on end, the same fucking song, and then to get it really good in front of the people. And I did it twice, and I got standing ovation twice. Now after that, this was in fifth grade when I did this. I saw that the talent show was there, and I was like, God, I know what I gotta do. When I was in fourth grade, I saw that was happening at that school. It was a school that goes from kindergarten and then it has fourth and fifth and sixth grade. And when I was in fourth grade, I was like, I kind of woke up out of my slumber. Huh? Oh, they're doing a talent show? Finally, I know what I have to do now because I was wondering, what the fuck are we doing here? From day one, I was like, well, when do we start playing music and doing all the stuff that we like to do in our backyards? Well, I waited patiently through that one. Every once in a while, there was a music teacher that came along, right? And she unfolded all of this, and she was like helping herself with that narcissist, whatever. And so, but when it came to fourth grade in this one school, they were doing talent shows. So I decided, I know what I got to do. See, I was playing piano a long time. By the time I was in fourth grade, how old was I? Like 8 or 9 or something? 9 at the most, maybe. I forget. Sorry, but no, I was. That's it. So see, I was like 10 years old. No, I was 11. Oh, see, they held me back in fucking first grade because they saw that I was a chosen one, and they're abusing me. They do this a lot to me. To me, it's like I just have to ignore it and get my own and do my thing, and I'm like right, like a duck that just rolls away the dew. And well, unfortunately, it got into me. You can't let that shit get into you, but it did. And I'm really battling it right now. I'm so alone in this, but I think it's a great idea to get it all in a suitcase, don't you? Yeah. Let me get back to building up for this talent show. And so I did the talent show. I did it twice. I fucking got a standing ovation twice. And then it became sixth grade. It was time to go in sixth grade. People were kind of like this in the fifth grade, and there was a lot of teasing that went on. They always teased me. They would ask me, "Why do you wear those clothes that you wear?" And why blah blah blah. And they would literally, I would get surrounded, and they would try to do something with me. One time, twice they set up a fight. Like Melanie is gonna fight Shauna, and and they're like pushing us together, and I was like, I see. I think it's because I didn't pay any attention. I don't know. They just. I minded my own business. They're like, "Hey, you," right? So that's how friendly they are, how cool they are. I don't know. It's best to be aware and notice what's going on and move in and out of each other and blend in together. I don't know. Can you meet up kind of respectfully? Fuck. Nope. Hell of a class, right? So then, well, it was a tough fifth grade. People picking on me after that, and then I went into sixth grade, and I thought, I remember my mom was like trying to get me some clothes, and it's time to do clothes shopping for school, and I got some good clothes. I liked them. It kind of showed off my belly button a little bit. I was getting older, right? I was 11 by then, and or 10 or 11. I had my 11th um, birthday during the school year. So then I remember, yeah, see, the principal and the teachers knew who I was. Okay, they liked because they liked music. They were all like party animals, right? They really were. That listened to modern day music like rock and roll. They kind of went through it, and then there's the modern day coming up like Talking Heads and this and that. They were very much like that. So I can't believe I'm talking about this, but see, I'm trying to toot my own horn and let you know just. I know how to do this thing. You just win. You zip it up, man. Is there something we're gonna do here? Yeah, let's fucking point these people out, man. How fucking rude and mean that is, and how come I had to get sick over it? Stop. They need to be punished. There's all kinds of discrepancies I can come up with. It's like, babe, that's totally fucking insane. That's weird. Like, why did they give me a Christmas gift? And then the next month, it was quiet. But then the next month, they gave me a restraining order. Beep boop, beep boop, right? I mean, isn't the Christmas gift like a sign of a miracle? Especially to the neighbor, right? It's like, hey, actually, a neighbor, miracle means that you have a different mindset. You just change your perception, and it felt like it. I was like, oh God, thank God, these people are so nice that they just forgiven me. See, they didn't like that I handed their Christmas gift back, though. I keep remembering that, and it's because I would not. Honestly, they would have collected dust. But see, I think I put a note in there because it wasn't anything harmful either. It was something like I I am reality, and reality is silence enough, or something like that. It wasn't offensive or anything. A lot of the stuff that I've written was like actually informative and like a poem or something. And it's like, well, why are they taking me to court about that? And why are they saying that I'm violent? There wasn't any violence, not at all. See, I didn't get a chance to fucking stand up, but they packed a violent offense. I couldn't believe it when I got that a copy of the restraining order into my hands again. Um, it says violence there. Reason for restraining order: long-term violence, violence, violence. And I kept seeing that. And I'm like, no, I didn't do any violence to them. Uh-uh. That's what kept offending me. I remember, and I didn't realize that was happening. I was coerced into that fucking restraining order, and I want it to be dropped. See, when they got that restraining order, those stupid idiots don't know it, or maybe they do, and they love it, right? No, they don't know it. They do know it. They're vampires, and they plugged into my energy, and it's like a sacrificial lamb. Satan going through them, finding a sacrificial lamb, and I'm just not willing to do it. Nope, I am going to fight. If I have to sell this place, I will take them all to court and say, explain to me, just quite simply, what you were defending when you're getting in my face and calling the police. Why did you call the police again? I wanted to open up because you didn't like what I was saying about your fucking driveway made out of asphalt that you got a free deal with. Really, man, really? Like all of a sudden I just went crazy? No. You people are fucking insane. You're forgetting to include reality, by the way. You're forgetting to include reality. See, this is where I would love if I sold my place, I would make them go through psychologists and start evaluating them. See if this one's a psychopath, that one's a sociopath. They'll get psychologically evaluated, and you can tell by asking them certain questions and stuff, and some kind of test or something. Just make them go through it. But one of the things is that you can just do a reality check. There's a way to do it. Just ask them, what is reality? I do it all the time, and I have been fucking bombarded. I mean, of course, people argue. They fucking hate it. It took me a long time to not get involved with whatever they dragged me into about it. I was like, no, I just That's unfortunate. Really, you don't. There's nothing you can do about people that don't know what the fuck reality is. So you can just sit there and listen to them. Really, you think it's a porch light, huh? Okay. Or you think it stinks. That's interesting. It doesn't though. Reality holds sense in it, like things that smell. You can smell things in reality. That's still not reality. That's the funny thing. See, there's a conversation that you can have with it. You can, and that good luck, man. I think 92% of people don't really have that conversation. They're not that calm. They're not that decompressed. They're not that peaceful.